for one of the scare zones in Orlando.
You got Slimer there.
So let's talk about HHN Vegas. I got a little information on what's going on with that.
Shrek is love, and Shrek is life.
Slimer honestly just kind of looks like a little turd.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It is time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2024 update. New speculation maps to talk about. We have confirmed houses. We also have some more info about HHN Vegas. Okay, so on that note, it is time to talk about the HHN Sure of the Day. We're going back to HHN 23, Year of Resident Evil. So on that note, let's roll the commercial. Okay, welcome back. It's time to head in. It's like 100-something degrees. The first HHN update is gonna be about Hollywood. They announced the new house. We're getting Monstrous 2, so let's see the whole little rundown about everything they announced. So this is the announcement from Horror Nights, a haunted house announcement, Monstrous 2, Nightmare of Latin America. You can try to flee the clutches of the rider El Charro, the devil dog El Cado, and the boogeyman El Cacue, but you can't escape La Muerta. La Muerta is a returning character from last year. You can even see the exact same concept art is the exact same La Muerta concept art from last year. But then John Murdy gave a lot more information about the house, so let's go over that. So it says, okay, boils and ghouls, Monstrous 2, a sequel to our 2023 house, is coming to HHN at Universal Studios Hollywood. Location is the Parisian Courtyard, same location as 2023. In fact, you were in the park, you could see the cemetery of the lost taking shape above the construction wall. Here's some info. And then John says, the facade is still the cemetery of the lost, only a different section of the graveyard. It's a very large place. So many bodies are buried there, so you only saw part of it in 2023. Of course, once you step through the crypt gates, you're transported into the world of Monstrous. And then it says, Muerto, the caregiver slash gravedigger, is still your host, and you might spot him out front. He's very busy these days, so many bones to deal with. The other main characters are El Charro, the Dark Horseman, El Cado, the Devil's Dog, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing these, and the return of El Cacue, the Boogeyman. He then says, you were paying attention, and I know you were, you might have noticed that all these characters were featured in a scare zone a few years back. Also, by design. We use that as a testing ground for the eventual house, or two. They all get redesigned for the house. And then John says, so that's a few tasty tidbits for you boils and ghouls. If you still have questions, fire away. My daughter is getting very impatient waiting for me to finish tweeting or Xing, so it may take a while to respond. She's threatening to come to HHN this year. I'll get my revenge. David asked, really excited for this house. I just wanted to ask, was there any particular reason for the design change for El Cacue this year? He said, well, the mold from 2013 is long gone, so he wanted to change it up. And then another question asked to him was, will the story overlap the first one? Do we need to see the first part to understand the plot of the second? And John responds with, no, they should stand on their own. And then also Philip asked John, hey John, any info if Danny Trejo will make a cameo once again as El Cacue? And then John responds with, he's not the narrator like when he did the standalone El Cacue house. Muerto is the narrator. And then another question was, are you going to see any callbacks to the original El Cacue maze? And John says, perhaps. So it looks like certain scenes we'll see return. Hey, but in good news, no AI art, so that's an improvement. New Woody Woodpecker merchandise here
At the Universe store. So let's go see. Okay, this is the good stuff. Okay, finally, Woody Woodpecker's getting some love. So we have kind of a football jersey. You're looking at $75, the Woody Woodpecker football jersey. This is the Universe stuff, so it is a little bit more expensive. It's like the designer Universal stuff. Nothing on the back. Then we have kind of a baseball jersey for $75. Says Woody Woodpecker. And you have a little logo right there. And then along the sleeve, it'll also say Woody Woodpecker. And nothing on the back. If you want to have a basketball jersey, $65. Woody Woodpecker right there. Nothing on the back. I really wish they did like the original year the Woody Woodpecker came out on the back. So you've kind of a track jacket. It's going to say Woody Woodpecker. Going to have Woody Woodpecker right there. There's going to be a hood on it. And then also it's going to say Guess Who on the sleeve. But you're looking at $95 for the track jacket. That's something a little bit more affordable. They have a t-shirt for Woody Woodpecker. It's a nice, very thick, soft material. $35. $50 they have some matching wearing gym shorts, Guess Who, and then Woody Woodpecker on the bottom. And then you got the little logo on the back. Then for $35, they also have a t-shirt with a Woody Woodpecker. $22, we did get some new little rubber ducks. Got a Velociraptor rubber duck, $22. But if you've never seen any of these things are great. One of Marty McFly, Doc Brown, $27. There's a new orange beanie for Felix the cat. $27. We have a Jurassic World beanie, kind of a digital design to it. All right, let's hop into 5 a dime, see if there's any new merch. I do really like the design of Little Boo. The artist did send out a tweet talking about how the concept formed.
And then Chris Gardner, one of the artists for Universal Studios, he said, for the process junkies out there, all sketches start from loose explorations and go through a lot of scribbles, adjustments, additions, etc. HHN 33 is coming quick, can't wait. So we can kind of see the original concept sketch for the shirt, and then, you know, the process of, then there's the artwork, and then how it looks on the shirt.
You know we got to go in there and talk about more Easter eggs for you guys. So over here by the counter, we're going to see, again, these are the little ghosts that came with the Ghostbusters figures. So do a whole rundown of what each one of the ghost names is.
Okay, so the 4 ghosts are going to be from the real Ghostbusters action figures. We're going to have Peter's ghost. It's going to be the blue one. It's going to be called the Grabber Ghost. And then Egon's is the Gulper Ghost. And then Winston's is the Chomper Ghost. Ray's is the Rapper Ghost.
I know I am wearing the socks right now, the Mr. Tape socks. They're still on sale here. Again, pick these up while you still can, because once they're gone, they're gone. $90 if they got the Ghostbusters jumpsuit. It's gonna say Ghostbusters right there. The logo on the side of the sleeve. So you're looking at $90 for the jumpsuit, and then it says Ghostbusters on the back. So we also have a new sweater. You're looking at $70 for this Slimer sweater. All the ectoplasm covering you. It's got some little pockets. And on the back, oh, that's good. Look at that. You got Slimer there on the back, like embroidered. They have the Ghostbusters logo right there. I did get these. These are super comfortable, these sweatpants, and they do glow in the dark. Again, the rubber ducks we talked about last time, but they finally have the Slimer one in. A little side shot of Slimer, but that's cool. Fitted a popcorn machine in here. So for $7, you can get some fresh made popcorn here in the Tribute Theater.
Little details like that. Selling popcorn in the theater, I love it. So we're finally getting the newer Ghostbusters merch. The announcement should be happening pretty soon for the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire house. It's either gonna be announced tomorrow. Okay, time jump. It's now the next day. They've had the Ghostbusters announcement for Frozen Empire finally. So they got new merch that just dropped. We're gonna show off the trailer first, and then we will show off the new merch.
Warning, unusual audio-visual activity in your
I love this town.
You're on thin ice, buddy.
Yeah, if you say so.
Mijo, get your butt in here. You left the TV on and this room is a disaster. The wrong neighborhood!
Face an icy new evil. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, where horror lives.
Okay, welcome back. Interesting trailer. Okay, so this was given out to the press, telling them about the house. The all-new Ghostbusters Frozen Empire haunted house at Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Orlando Resort bring the latest installment of the global Ghostbusters franchise to life, as well as iconic ghosts, creatures, characters from the beloved classic series in authentic haunted houses that capture the horror and the humor for which the films are known. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire will transport fans of the film franchise to New York City, where the Spangler family teams up with the original Ghostbusters, who are now at the helm of the top secret research lab for their ghost-busting enterprise, with the daunting discovery of an old relic that has set free the vengeful spirit Garaka, who threatens to freeze everyone to death. Ghostbusters, new and old, must join forces to protect their city and save the world from the second ice age. As guests venture through the haunted houses, they will find themselves in the sinister world of the supernatural, from Ray's occult bookshop to the Ghostbusters' new high-tech animatronic lab and containment facility to the dank New York sewer system. Fans will embark on this petrifying journey alongside the Ghostbusters, encountering iconic ghosts who slime and nefarious villains who are out for revenge, all while trying to escape an army of the creatures bent on cracking bones and turning their veins into rivers of ice. As they navigate their way through freezing and frightening conditions, Ghostbusters will need their wit and humor to defend the city they love from a terror too chilling to believe. So this is going to be a very interesting house. We'll talk a little more in depth about what's going to be in it, it sounds like, in the next update video.
Here it is, the merchandise reveal. This is interesting. This is Universal Studio Hollywood's archway, not Orlando's. Like, Orlando's the bigger event, the forgettable villain from the film. You got Slimer, the best part of the film, and you got the whole squad. This just looks like they just used some of the artwork that was used on the poster and they just slapped it on this. So $33, this is the shirt. You got the Universal Studios Hollywood archway. Slimer, honestly, just kind of looks like a little turd. And then they're walking in to Universal. On the sleeve, we're gonna have the Halloween Hornets 2024 logo with that, you know, punk rock vibe. $30 for, honestly, one of the worst quality hats I've ever felt in my entire life. It says the logo on the back, and the front is like this iron-on design. This just kind of looks and feels like Etsy. $25, we have the mini puff tumbler. This was released for when Afterlife came out, so they've had this for a long time. Then for $39, you saw this pop up in the tribute store, but it's gonna be a Bluetooth speaker. I didn't bring an umbrella, and it's a monsoon outside.
Okay, I did buy the shirt. Shirt quality is, what's going on, Universal? I got toilet paper thicker than this thing. You can see right through it. We'll do a little deeper dive into it a little later in the video. On that note, let's go back in time for the rest of the HHN updates.
Now back here by the New York Public Library, we have some more truss work that popped up over here for some lighting, and then we also have some more truss work right over here. I always love little details like this. Like, look at how they hid the speakers and how it's painted to match the concrete of the building. At $11, we've got some new little buttons, some new designs. We got the skeleton guy right there, some rib cage, the guys with his eyes, and then the logo with the eyeball. And then for $12, we have a new Halloween Hornets 2024 sticker sheet. You can see a little bit of truss work back there. They're building one of the houses.
The rumor right now is this is gonna be where Major Suites is gonna end up.
The Alcatraz bar it's still gutted. All right, nothing new with the truss work here in San Francisco.
Now, things are pretty interesting behind the scenes for HHN this year. You know, Epic is kind of affecting everything. People have like their jobs that they're working on here for like stuff that happens within Universal Studios and everything, and they're being pulled to go work on Epic. But they just keep pulling everybody from different departments from all over to go work on Epic to help Epic. So HHN isn't getting the same focus as it always does because a lot of the teams are being pulled to go work on Epic. I just can't wait for Epic to open so we can just kind of get back to how things used to be. This is going to be a very interesting year for HHN.
Now they do have some truss work over here, I'm guessing, for lighting for the Halloween Hornets nighttime show that's coming.
Okay, we can see into the Fear Factor stage. Looks like they're setting up speakers, sort of tarp. They're slowly working on the nighttime show. We know the Fuel Girls are coming back.
Now, Universal set up this tarping to try to stop people from taking photos and videos of the sprung tents back there, but we can clearly see that's where the sprung tents are. They've had a little bit more paint to the DreamWorks restaurant. I was coming over here to get something to eat, but I guess they're closed.
Okay, so we're at Shrek's house. We got some Shrek news, some major Shrek news. Eddie Murphy was doing an interview and he said this.
If there is another role that you have done that you could bring back, which would it be?
And we're doing a Shrek right now.
No way!
Yeah, we started another Shrek and we're bringing the donkey back. And then they're doing a donkey movie. It's just going to be, we're doing a Shrek and we're doing a donkey movie.
Okay, I have a 2-year-old and I watch Shrek like 5 times a day.
And when but the new Shrek, your 2-year-old will be probably 3 or 4, and it'd be perfect to watch with.
Oh my God.
When it comes
Donkey
out.
voice is stuck in my head forever.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a good character.
That's right. We got Shrek 5 apparently coming next year, and then a donkey spin-off.
Guess what? Guess what? We're getting a Shrek 5, and we're getting a donkey movie. Isn't that great?
I mean, kind of 10 years too late.
What?
Yeah.
No! Shrek is love, and Shrek is life forever!
And then nothing new with the truss work over here.
I do want to say, my favorite Easter egg from the new nighttime show is there's a part where they have the cow from Twister go by. You have to look very closely. It happens about halfway through the show, and like I think that's my favorite Easter egg.
Oh, those clouds do not look good right now.
Okay, let's go head over to Islands of Adventure. Let's go over to the All Halsey Boutique. But while we go over there, let's talk about where all the IPs ended up this year for the haunt season. So let's talk about what Six Flags acquired for their IP list for their haunted houses this year.
This fall at Six Flags, something epic is coming. featuring brand new mazes inspired by iconic horror franchises. Six Flags Fright Fest is scarier and stranger than ever.
All those IPs are coming to Six Flags. So Six Flags announced this year at Fright Fest, nothing is as it seems. No matter how familiar, experience the horror in haunted attractions inspired by Stranger Things, The Conjuring series, Saw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Army of the Dead, and Trick or Treat. So we don't know which house is popping up in which Six Flags, but the fact that they got this many IPs is insane.
Okay, we're back in the park. Yeah, all those IPs. Again, Stranger Things, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all the Conjuring universe. I'm actually gonna go to Six Flags now. I know last year they had Saw, which was kind of like mixed reviews. Six Flags isn't known for their quality, let's just say that. It's interesting because like Netflix always has like a quality control kind of clause where they have to inspect it and improve everything, like here at HHN, right? It's gonna be interesting to see how good those houses are.
It also looks like they're refurbing the Margaritaville plane. Right there, as you see, the wings have been taken off. Now you can see they're slowly repainting the Hard Rock Cafe. They're repainting the Coliseum right here. It literally feels like a hurricane's about to come in. Do I risk it and go to Islands? We made it to Islands. So $30, you have this shirt, it says Deadpool. Do we just become best buds? And he says nope. It says Wolverine on the bottom. There's also
Another shirt down here, $30, Deadpool and Wolverine.
and then we got the little plushies. These are each gonna be $17 a piece. You have little Deadpool and then a little Wolverine. I like his little claws. And then for $90, they have a Deadpool Loungefly. $55 for this Deadpool and Wolverine hoodie. $79. They've had this for a couple years, but it's the Chimichanga Loungefly bag. And then for $30, they have a Deadpool short sleeve shirt. $8 for a little lanyard pouch. And then they also have a little lanyard with Deadpool on it.
Okay, and then in like horror collectible news, Funko's releasing kind of the blacklight reactive versions of the Universal Monsters.
Headed into the All Hallows Eve Monster Hideaway. See what new merch that they got. I really wish this was a real like bar, but it's not. It's just a temporary little overlay. We're not gonna be getting it for the Dead Coconut Club. That has other different plans. Sell us the coasters, but as permanent coasters. Sell us the drink stirs. This is the stuff that we want. We love our monsters. We love our original content here at the parks for all the annual pass holders. All right, let's see what new merch they got. $50, they have a ceramic kind of a cauldron. $37, they have a new crop top Halloween t-shirt company shirt. How you doing, monsters? You doing good? $37, this looks like a shirt of what, like the Jersey Devil? Is this that little alien thing? $50, they have this little bat, and then behind the bat, you'll put a candle, and then it'll look like that when it's illuminated with a candle behind it. Memento Mori right there. And over here, this really creepy Grim Reaper looking over this grave. These are all gonna be $37 with the bats in the back. You got another shirt. This cat, his eyes are sparkling. It's got like some demon wings. Then there's also a shirt of this just ghost in a graveyard. $37 for the shirt. Nothing says Laguna Lounge like cat kitchenware. Who's come into a theme park and be like, oh, I really want to buy some cat utensils. So they have some spoons. They have a whisk for you. You need a spatula, $17. Like, so give us original merch that we want. We don't want cat spatulas. All right, it's little attentions to detail that I love. So we have the old matchbook, right? You're like thinking, oh, there's not gonna be real matches in there. There's fake matches that were put in there. Who's gonna look at that? And then right below the Laguna Lounge logo, they're selling like a devil candle, and then they have a skull, and you can put a candle behind it and the eyes will glow. So you're looking at $18 for that candle, and then $30 for the candle holder.
Okay, so not too much new besides Halloween t-shirt company shirts and cat utensils at the All Hallows Eve boutique. So let's talk about HHN Vegas. So I got a little information about what's going on with that. They're struggling, like every kind of project everywhere, right? Like when I'm talking about the problems that are happening, it's not just Universal. It's everything across the board. There's so many supply chain issues, budgetary issues. So everybody's kind of struggling to work on their projects across the board. So it's not just Universal. Universal, I think, is doing better than most companies, honestly, because they're actually like making stuff and producing stuff. But so Vegas, as you know, the rumor right now is June. Let's see if they hit June or not. As you know, there's gonna be like 4 houses within it. So I've kind of heard a rumor now of what the original house. Rumor rumored to be within HHN Vegas. It's a classic for HHN. Scarecrow. I don't know if it's gonna be a copy and paste of the original house, or is it gonna be a new iteration, the Scarecrow franchise, but it's one of the like scariest houses ever made. That's the rumor right now for the original house for HHN Vegas. We'll see what happens, but that's what people are saying.
All right, the gods are angry. The wind, the storm is here.
Let's try to get out of here as soon as possible, because I do not want to be stuck in the middle of a monsoon. There's lightning, okay.
Then in Epic Universe news, Danny Elfman said this months and months ago, but now it's kind of official confirmation. Danny Elfman responds to this article saying, Universal Monsters have always been such a big part of my life. I'm grateful and honored to have been chosen to compose the music for the new Dark Universe at Universal Orlando. I cannot wait to go.
I'm excited to hear his spooky vibe music.
$30 for this Jurassic Park shirt. Life Finds a Way, Jurassic Park. It's got a lot of the famous scenes from the film. Here's a better look at the plane. Yeah, dude, look at that. They've like ripped off the wings and everything. So it sounds like they're just refurbing it. I don't believe it's going away.
Speaking about Margaritaville and Jimmy Buffett, they announced a new toy for San Diego Comic-Con this year, which looks awesome. Okay, we've made it to the car. Let's go back to the office and talk about the speculation map.
Okay guys, we're back in the office. Before we talk about the new speculation map, I want to talk about the new merch and just the quality of this HHN merch. Like, I don't think you understand when you compare it to years in the past, the quality within the HHN merch. You look at the merch from 2019, wonderful design, it was custom, and then we come to the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire merch, and it's just kind of reused aspects from the movie posters. They put it in front of the Universal Studios Hollywood Archway. You can do the Hollywood Archway in a custom way. Like, look at the Stranger Things one from last year. This shirt quality is not very good. It feels like it's just gonna fall apart in like a wash or two. In a panel a couple years ago, the merchandising team was talking about Halloween Horror Nights. Their merchandise has now become a lifestyle brand. It's no longer a event brand, it's a lifestyle brand. So they're expecting people to wear the Halloween Horror Nights merch year round, right? As a, you know, it's like a subculture of theme parks. And this stuff is not gonna make it a couple weeks. That hat, okay, that they had. Look at this, right? Custom embroidered, right? They have slime there. Custom design. Like, I got shirts and hats that are like 30 years old that are better quality and look better than the stuff that I bought like last year. Even like a couple years ago, right? Like, look how awesome and detailed like, you know, the hats were. And the fact that like we're just getting this Etsy looking hat and they're trying to charge us $30. I don't know what Universal's doing this year. I'm honestly very worried with all the merchandise now because we're how many merch drops in, and this is what we're getting. So hopefully there's more Ghostbusters merch. I hope. Just honestly, just put some mini puffs on a shirt. Call it Frozen Empire. I honestly just bought it because it's Ghostbusters. Apparently the merch is not selling well. You go into every single store and normally years in the past, like dude, there'd be like no merch left. You'd be like looking for different sizes, waiting for restocks. Every size, every shirt is widely available at every single kind of Universal Halloween Horror Nights little merch shop. Like, annual pass holders are not dumb, right? We know what the quality was. Universal, keep it that same quality. My little rant is over. Let's go back and talk about the speculation map. So this is gonna be the Universal Studios Hollywood speculation map from Horror Night Nightmares. We're gonna start off to the houses to the right. You're gonna have Insidious, which will be announced, I'm guessing probably next. And then you'll be having Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Terror Tram is rumored to be Blumhouse with all different sorts of Blumhouse properties. So that one's gonna be very interesting. Then we also have the already announced Quiet Place, and then there's Monstrous. And then the glasses, see the record next to it, meaning it's music. It's still rumored to be the Weekend House, and then we have the all-female Universal Monsters house. Then we have the pig mask with the chainsaw. We were all thinking this was gonna be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but Six Flags now has Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea what this house is. And the scare zone wise, we have kind of, you know, the monster luchador scare zone. Now there's a skull and crossbones, but I have a theory, right? We were talking about how they already had the auditions for Chucky, be, you know, to kind of roast everybody and have puppeteers and have a little show and scare zone. So I think this is where he could be. And then in the back, we kind of have this punk rock skull. Now, one of the rumors for one of the scare zones for Halloween Horror Nights Orlando is kind of a punk rock vampire scare zone. So maybe like a Vamp 95, but that's one of the rumors and theories right now for one of the scare zones. And then we have the Death Eaters returning, and I do not know what the nighttime show is. I wonder if they'll have the Purge return. We have another HHN update. We're gonna be filming when the parade drops for Universal Studios Orlando. It's gonna be interesting. It's happening. I don't think all the floats are gonna be there on time or finished, but most of it should be there. So guys, let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts about the current quality of all this HHN merch this year? So on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
I love the family.
Because I'm going to keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
Shrek is love.
I'm also wearing my Booterade socks from the tribute store.